Episode 574. The three from Excellent Era had arrived in high spirits, only to leave in bitter disappointment. What they thought was a sure victory had been snatched away by a single, unexpected player, leaving them to retreat in defeat. Just what kind of strength does this Chasing Haze have? With such scarce intel, they had no way to make a proper assessment. For a pro player, not knowing your opponent is a truly terrifying thing. Especially when your opponent is also at a professional level, you absolutely cannot afford to be careless. Sure, they wouldn't care if a few throwaway characters died 7 or 8 times, but to just keep throwing yourself into the meat grinder for nothing? That's a real blow to the pride. It's best not to test the waters in such a humiliating way unless it's absolutely necessary.
I think
Wang Zhe, who had never felt confident enough to take the lead, saw the two of them fall silent again, and had no choice but to speak up.
that Chasing Haze's strength isn't necessarily all that terrifying.
Lu Hao and He Ming both turned their gazes toward Wang Zhe.
If he really had Su Mucheng's level of skill, why would they have retreated in the first place? Even in a head-on fight, we might not have come out on top.
Wang Zhe spoke, and Lu Hao gave a nod in agreement.
You're right. From that point alone, we never should have mistaken that person for Su Mucheng in the first place. But this person's strength is still formidable. The fact that he didn't dare to face her head-on shows there's a definite gap between him and Su Mucheng. And Su Mucheng's power has always been at its greatest when she's fighting alongside Ye Chu. She's been switching to a more orthodox, aggressive launcher style lately. It's been working well enough, but something's still missing. It's just not the playstyle she's used to.
Wang Zhe was taken aback by this, but He Ming was already picking up the thread.
What you're saying is, compared to Su Mucheng, Chasing Haze is definitely lacking in synergy with Ye Chu. But as for her individual skill, that's still hard to judge.
That's right.
Lu Hao gave a nod.
But how do we go about gauging his strength now? Have the guild members make a move?
We were a bit too hasty. The fact that Lord Grimm is Ye Chu is common knowledge in the circle now, and everyone knows his intent to rebuild a team and return to the Alliance. I refuse to believe that only our Excellent Era is the one feeling the pressure. Do you really think the other guilds will just sit there and do nothing? I'll have Chen Yehui switch to 3 more characters. We should find an opportunity to observe first, not attack.
In that case, we should get a few more accounts ready. Switching identities on the fly will make us less suspicious.
Should we keep an eye on Su Mucheng? She created a small account in the 10th server and has been helping Ye Chu all along. Who knows what she might pull in the heavenly domain?
Use the team rules to rein him in?
It's useless. Those rules were always meant to be loosely enforced. They're not worth bringing up unless we're ready for a complete break. The club won't want to push things too far with Su Mucheng. That's a woman we can't afford to offend.
Lu Hao said, his teeth practically grinding. Su Mucheng didn't have any powerful backing to speak of, but she was gentle and kind to everyone. As a result, she was extremely well liked throughout the entire club. Even though her relationship with the club had grown somewhat strained after Ye Chu's forced retirement, Su Mucheng, true to her professional integrity, still maintained the proper attitude expected of a pro player. For the club's matches or events, Su Mucheng still followed the contract stipulations, cooperating with all her heart and effort. But then again, popularity wasn't her greatest shield. Su Mucheng's true protection was her sheer value. The peripheral profits she generated, things like ad endorsements and team jersey posters, brought the club a tidy sum. In that regard, you could say that Lu Hao and the other two in this room, all bundled together, still couldn't measure up to Su Mucheng. In an increasingly commercialized professional league, a cash cow like Su Mucheng, what club would be willing to give her up unless they absolutely had to? Ye Chu's biggest fatal flaw, the one that landed him in this sorry state, was his complete lack of commercial value.
Anyway, just keep an eye on Su Mucheng. Let's go check out this Chasing Haze and see what she's all about. Ye Chu's guild in the 10th server is called Happy. You all should know Happy. It's the name of the internet cafe right across from our club. Ye Chu is just hanging out there for now. Naming his guild Happy shows he's got deep ties to that internet cafe. This chasing Haze, she's probably someone from this internet cafe. I can have Chen Yehui or one of the others casually check it out when they get a chance.
Lu Hao laid out his plan to the two men, while privately refining his own next steps. After running through the calculations, it did seem like a more solid plan. It was indeed a bit rash to immediately send people to chase and kill Lord Grimm as soon as we learned he'd entered the heavenly domain. How could a pro player lack the awareness to know both your enemy and yourself?
The mage is the one who logged off.
After Yi Shu and Chen Guo left their original leveling area in the game, Chen Guo tried searching for the names of those three characters. She quickly discovered the mage's character was offline.
Why bother checking? Guys like them have dozens of characters at their fingertips. You'll never know which one they're actually playing on. Just ignore it.
Well, that's a real problem. So according to you, any character could be one of them?
Exactly. That's precisely why it's such a pain. So we'd better get back to leveling while we can.
Right now? Still leveling? Aren't you afraid they'll just bring even more people after us? If they bring a few more pro-level players next time, that trick you just pulled won't work anymore, will it?
As they walked, Chen Guo spoke up, and Ye Shu took the opportunity to explain the intent behind his entire operation. The whole point of Ye Shu's plan was to set a trap, deliberately aiming to provoke that exact misunderstanding from his opponents. Taking on 3 professional players in a 1 versus 3 with a 20-level disadvantage would be a truly heaven-defying feat. And to be frank, a helper like Chen Guo was practically useless. It was like a fight between 2 adults. A baby on the sidelines could hardly be considered an asset. As for that earlier stunt of operating 2 characters at once, Ye Shu had been forcing it. He couldn't possibly keep up that level of split focus for an entire battle. He used Lord Grimm to create openings, then leveraged Chasing Haze to precisely seize them, crafting the illusion that Chasing Haze was a true expert. As for whether Chasing Haze was Su Mucheng, Ye Shu didn't really push for that particular misunderstanding. The people from Excellent Era saw Su Mucheng every single day. That kind of illusion would be far too easy to see through, and frankly wasn't worth the effort. They might be fooled for a short while, but Ye Shu knew they'd see through it soon enough. Still, at least the 3 of them would keep thinking Chen Guo was a master. That was enough. 3 against 1, they could fight without fear. But 3 against 2, that was a different story. One of those 2 was a top-tier expert they deeply feared, and the other was a mysterious master whose true strength was a complete unknown. In a situation like this, a pro player's ingrained habit would be to avoid a rash attack, and no one understood those professional instincts better than Yi Shu.